रोशनी आकाश में, लेकिन सिर्फ एक बाकी रहता है जब धूल उछलने लगती है। AOEPL OEPL नारे गूंजे आसमान में, जीत की मूरत बनाए साम्राज्य मजबूत। AOEPL लहराओ अपने झंडों को ऊंचा, राजकरान इस मैदान को जब तक हम है जिंदा। कैप्टन लिवी skill so bold, Mr. Wrong ने दिखाया game untold gold। Then a dude came in like a storm, 9 straight wins setting the norm। पर जब आई सेमीफाइनल्स की बारी सपने शुरू हुए तेरे, भाग्य ने पलट दिया खेल, अड्डू का अंत आया बेड़े। दिल्ली डेमोस की दूसरी जीत, will there be a team that dares to compete? क्या होगा अब season 3 में? Who'll break the throne? Will a new empire rise from the bones? AOEPL, shout it out loud, one more season, knock 'em down proud। AOEPL, knock 'em down proud। AOEPL।
Delhi demo, yes, bombs ablaze, Captain Morty ruling the place, Morty's crew the indomitable race, Kapi Chupa Rustam showing no grace, Agent P the master of the blade, Bangalore berserkers never to be outplayed।
वो टकराए थे मैदान पे तलवारों की रोशनी आकाश में, लेकिन सिर्फ एक बाकी रहता है जब धूल उछलने लगती है। AOEPL नारे गूंजे हैं आसमान में, जीत की मूरत बनाए साम्राज्य मजबूत। AOEPL लहराओ अपने झंडों को ऊंचा, राजकरान इस मैदान को जब तक हम है जिंदा।
Captain Livy, skill so bold, Mr. Wrong ne dikhaya game untold gold। Then Adu came in like a storm, 9 straight wins setting the norm।
पर जब आई सेमीफाइनल्स की बारी सपने शुरू ये तेरे, भाग्य ने पलट दिया खेल, अड्डू का अंत आया बेड़े। दिल्ली डेमोस की दूसरी जीत, will there be a team that dares to compete? क्या होगा अब season 3 में? Who'll break the throne? Will a new empire rise from the bones? AOEPL, shout it out loud, one more season, knock 'em down proud। AOEPL, 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 AOEPL नारे गूंजे रोशनी आकाश में, लेकिन सिर्फ एक बाकी रहता है जब धूल उछलने लगती है। AOEPL OEPL नारे गूंजे आसमान में, जीत की मूरत बनाए साम्राज्य मजबूत। AOEPL लहराओ अपने झंडों को ऊंचा, राजकरान इस मैदान को जब तक हम है जिंदा। कैप्टन लिवी skill so bold, Mr. Wrong ने दिखाया game untold gold। Then a dude came in like a storm, 9 straight wins setting the norm। पर जब आई सेमीफाइनल्स की बारी सपने शुरू हुए तेरे, भाग्य ने पलट दिया खेल, अड्डू का अंत आया बेड़े। दिल्ली डेमोस की दूसरी जीत, will there be a team that dares to compete? क्या होगा अब season 3 में? Who'll break the throne? Will a new empire rise from the bones? AOEPL, shout it out loud, one more season, knock 'em down proud। AOEPL, knock 'em down proud। AOEPL।
Delhi demo, yes, bombs ablaze, Captain Morty ruling the place, Morty's crew the indomitable race, Kapi Chupa Rustam showing no grace, Agent P the master of the blade, Bangalore berserkers never to be outplayed।
वो टकराए थे मैदान पे तलवारों की रोशनी आकाश में, लेकिन सिर्फ एक बाकी रहता है जब धूल उछलने लगती है। AOEPL नारे गूंजे हैं आसमान में, जीत की मूरत बनाए साम्राज्य मजबूत। AOEPL लहराओ अपने झंडों को ऊंचा, राजकरान इस मैदान को जब तक हम है जिंदा।
Captain Livy, skill so bold, Mr. Wrong ne dikhaya game untold gold। Then Adu came in like a storm, 9 straight wins setting the norm।
पर जब आई सेमीफाइनल्स की बारी सपने शुरू ये तेरे, भाग्य ने पलट दिया खेल, अड्डू का अंत आया बेड़े। दिल्ली डेमोस की दूसरी जीत, will there be a team that dares to compete? क्या होगा अब season 3 में? Who'll break the throne? Will a new empire rise from the bones? AOEPL, shout it out loud, one more season, knock 'em down proud। AOEPL, AOEPL। रोशनी आकाश में, लेकिन सिर्फ एक बाकी रहता है जब धूल उछलने लगती है। AOEPL OEPL नारे गूंजे आसमान में, जीत की मूरत बनाए साम्राज्य मजबूत। AOEPL लहराओ अपने झंडों को ऊंचा, राजकरान इस मैदान को जब तक हम है जिंदा। कैप्टन लिवी skill so bold, Mr. Wrong ने दिखाया game untold goal। Then a dude came in like a storm, 9 straight wins setting the norm। पर जब आई सेमीफाइनल्स की बारी सपने शुरू हुए तेरे, भाग्य ने पलट दिया खेल, अड्डू का अंत आया बेड़े। दिल्ली डेमोस की दूसरी जीत, will there be a team that dares to compete? क्या होगा?
Sheesh, people, we are back. Lead stages Hyderabad versus Pune, best of 3, and may the best team win here. We do have some spicy matches coming up straight from AOEPL. I think it is going to be season 3 here. 80,000 prize pool for the winners. And at the same time, the first match has been done. It was in a private lobby, and with me, it is going to be Silver Shade here, who is going to be casting and guiding you through the matches. And without any delay, let us proceed with the Matt Pip here. And I think it is going to be War Daddy versus Pins. And yeah, Silver Shade, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Sunny. Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, actually. So it's gonna be Pune Paladins versus Hyderabad Halberdiers. It's a matchup which we have been waiting to see. It's been scheduled for a while, so it's nice to see that happening today. We can run with Civ drafts now, though. I mean, map draft at least. I can quickly go to that. I think, yeah. You probably need to share your stream on Discord also, so that I'm not in a delayed position, hopefully. Just fixing it right now. We see Nomad pick coming for War Ready, so that's a map which he is very, very comfortable in. So Pune Paladins opting for that, and on the other side, Pin's team likes to have it a little bit more safe. Want to try with wacky strats, so you see Arena coming out. The bans are Kawasan and Ghost Lake. Both teams generally do not want to play very open or hybrid maps. Nomad is a hybrid map, you can say, but the Nomad start gives Thiru's team quite an advantage on their flexibility of units to play rather than a standard one. And for the last one, we see enclosed, typical Arabia style map, but for the most part, you can see that the army movements are going to come straight forward. It's not something you wouldn't notice or not see through happening. So that's straightforward maps so far. We can probably shift to the Civ drafts now. Modi, welcome to chat. Is it Silver Shade or Shade Slayer? There, I mean, you can throw some shade on my name after all. I've heard it both ways. We can go to the map draft now. Should be, yep. Have a playthrough. Might have a slight delay on the way I'm casting this because I'm watching the YouTube. So Spanish band coming from Pins, clearly signaling for Nomad here, Kucharas and Turks. That ban was quite fast from Thiru. Just wants to make sure there is no like hand cannons, cannon play in Castle Age. That is also majorly for their Nomad. So people are prioritizing for the home map, but Pins banning a Civ which can be deadly in Nomad for the enemy team. Mayans is a standard ban. It's really good Archer Civ. You have seen people play in tournaments where they don't have a TC and still win the game with Mayans. I'm of course talking about Noob Noob. As the picks do come through, Hyderabad Halberdiers picking Persians first. Persians is an amazing Civ on most maps. I'm surprised that the Persian ban did not go through. Rayuga Esports says Silver Shade better. Thank you. Malians and Khmer pick coming for Thiru, prioritizing that pocket play. Khmer is going to be strong on a map like enclosed. Malians is a versatile civ which can be played. We saw yesterday it being played by Ashoka, and he made a horde of different units in the game, which was crucial to buy some time. Eventually, they ended up losing, but still, it's a good civ. It's coming so early in the pick is something that's surprising. Maybe it's majorly for Nomad. Pin's team, Hyderabad Halberdiers, picking up the Archer civs immediately. Britons and Ethiopians, top tier civs. I'm surprised Shu did not get the priority over like civs such as Ethiopians, because Shu does give you that early bonus. But at an elo at this, I think Britain team bonus comes in more crucial than that. Koreans being picked and Cumans. These civs are really, really on point from team Pune Paladins. Quickly going to the map on the side tab just to make sure what the maps are. So we do have Arena, right? So Cuman pick is majorly for the Arena. Koreans is, could also be Arena, but Nomad, the vision we get from the villagers walking is really, really good. Poles Italians signals like they probably want to do like a heavy castle play on Arena. So Pin's team, Hyderabad Halberdiers, do have it as their home map. Not having the Cumans is going to be a little bit of an issue for them, but overall it should be fine for them. Hindustanis, Mongols coming for Thiru. Hindustani is very possibly a civ which you will probably see in enclosed, is my understanding, because Arena, they could be good. They can match Cuman teams like timings, but they have Cumans on their own side. Mongols, again, a very good civ in a map such as Nomad because of easy hunt, castle age. Generally, you would see that Mangudai take time to produce because their production speed is slow. But with a barrage of castles which you can generally play in Nomad, you would probably like to see that. And the Shu pick does come in Shu primarily for enclosed, I would assume. On the other side, there was Magyars and Vietnamese picked by Hyderabad Halberdiers. Two very strong civs, Vietnamese probably in Nomad, Magyars in enclosed. It's still morning for me, so I'm just drinking a cup of coffee. Slavs does come in for Thiru as he's debating his second pick. But on the other side, Berbers and Portuguese. Portuguese, you have seen predominantly play on Arena. But as the game has evolved, their unique units have not been very strong. It takes a lot of skill cap to really get damage with Portuguese. So you'll probably see it in enclosed is what I would assume. Berbers, flexible pick. Arena, it's good. Nomad, it's good. Camelachos would be good. In the meanwhile, Thiru did decide his couple of civs later on. Lithuanians, Bohemians, very strong civs on Arena. I'll be surprised if I don't see like a Arena special from Thiru here, where it's going to be like a pocket Cumans on one side, pocket Bohemians going that fast temp. Having Korean war wagons on one of the flanks and the other flank kind of defense, maybe with Lithuanians or some other civ. Bengalis and Georgians, good picks overall. Bengalis is majorly for Arena. Georgians is a civ which can be played everywhere. So Nomad, they have an amazing start in the sense that you just don't need any buildings because you'll have a dock in the first place and you have a mule cart, and that qualifies as both the buildings which you need for going for the next stage. So if someone's planning for like small rush of scouts early in Nomad, Georgians is a very good civ. Even playing water with a very good uptime with Georgians is going to be very nice. Vikings and Romans being picked. Vikings, probably another Nomad civ. Romans are versatile all over. They especially shine in maps such as nomadic maps, majorly because they build faster, they collect resources faster, and you're able to utilize that much more. On this side, we see Burgundians and Huns being picked. Huns, I would think that it's mostly gonna go in Nomad, although it's a little tricky to play Huns generally. Teutons and Burmese being picked on the other side. To round off things, Teutons, Tavarush could be a possibility. And also it does provide respite against monks if Hyderabad Halberdiers ever choose to go the monk route. So I think it's gonna be like a Burmese flank for Arena is what I'm thinking. Burmese flank. On the other side, maybe a Teuton flank, a Cuman pocket, and a Bohemian pocket. That should round off things very well for Pune Paladins in terms of Arena strats. The last pick coming in for Dravidians for Team Hyderabad Halberdiers. Dravidians good dog bonus. They have sort of a versatile civ. They do get husbandry now. So Modi, who was in the chat, might love to see some elephants play if elephants is ever a thing. They do now get husbandry. So it's not a traditional unit you see with Dravidians, but hey, you might never know, right? So they might have something cooking up their sleeve. Hyderabad Halberdiers. As we come to the end of draft. Civ-wise, looking up the matchup, to say it's kind of even, I would say. But overall, I would prefer Thiru's comp a little bit more. They have a lot more explosiveness, but if the game ever goes late game, I think Pin's team has very good answers overall. We are waiting for the snipe, and Persians get snipe, obviously for their very good eco bonus from Thiru. And on the other side, Cumans being sniped. So this pocket play might replace Hindustanis or Romans, civs which have Lithuanians even for that matter. Slavs is a very good option where they want to do that night flood in arena. But overall, pretty good snipes also overall. And with that, we come to the end of draft. The first game was indeed been done, so I think second game onwards goes live in a bit. So we're going to cover the first game. It was hosted private, but we do have the file with us right now. And with that, we can jump to capture age. And here we go, gentlemen and ladies, if you are ever present here, welcome to the stream between Hyderabad and Pune. And with that, let's go. Immediately after the pause, we see a couple of TCs going, but we will go according to the order with this. We will go with Hyderabad team first. Braveheart making his TC on this corner. Civ is going to be Vikings. They do have the Korean bonus, which means that they have a lot more line of sight. I'm not too sure how I feel about this TC though. This TC is on one corner very near the showfish, but it has good food access and gold, so it should be fine. Couple of TCs nearby. Thiru and Pins kind of find each other. The two stalwarts of each other's teams kind of located to each other. And we see pings from Thiru coming, pointing us to the TC locations which he has scouted. They have scouted Avenger, they have scouted Pins. I did not cover Braveheart's dock. Braveheart's dock is just near Pins, so this they kind of find out early on. And we have Vardati with a little bit of a safer TC, would say overall. There's not enemies nearby. He is rocking the Lithuanians. Very good unit. You get the 100 food early bonus. You can play scouts. You can play a whole different thing of like the Civ is very versatile. You can play CA. You can play Skirms. And the last person being Tirash with the Koreans. Tirash has Thunder, who is nearby as an enemy, but he probably doesn't see. As we switch now to Hyderabad Halberdiers. Sorry, I've been saying all about Pune and mixing it up, so I will make sure I say it properly. Thunder with Berbers. Berbers is a very good civ for spamming knights. His dog is located at the bottom as he makes a house now. They did not go for the Dravidians here, which is surprising. I thought they will go for the Dravidians for the house bonus with the dogs, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Avenger has Vietnamese, so they do know their TC locations. Vietnamese strong civ can play a multitude of things, but most probably we'll end up seeing Ratans or CA from him. And player 6 Pins himself, we just saw Pins, was just located near Thiru as a gate just comes to just block this board being snacked by Thiru. He is going to be playing the Chachins, and the last person in this team we have DST, who used to be plus 530, but he has removed the plus 530. He is in Indian Standard Time now, guys, and he rocks the Sims are so changing so much. He rocks the Portuguese now, and so is a pretty good Civ. I mean, they both can coordinate. If you look at the Civs and where the positions are, like Pins and DST can coordinate for a castle drop on Thiru. Thiru is kind of sandwiched between enemies. And there is Avenger. So Thiru is in a danger zone over here. I don't know how much his teammates can really help because you can see the TC positions. They're quite far away. So if it's going to be water play, it's definitely not from Thiru. It's going to be mostly chill. We'll be looking at the pop space. We do see that Pins has been a little bit behind. Most probably because I think he was fighting here, got housed. So you can see like between Avenger and Pins there's like a 4 econ difference. Pins is kind of struggling to get the food also going. So you can quickly look. He is able to produce the villagers, but none of them are on wood. So he's not able to get the fishing ships out. As he distributes it back now though, I think he has enough to make more villages right now. It's 100 foot in the bank, so it should be fine. CX is coming, so I think War Daddy has scouted base in the house because this house was scouted by a deer or a sheep, so they do know that DST's dock is over here. There is just pinging all the enemies who are nearby, like, okay, I'm in danger, guys. So I'm surrounded by 3 people. How do I escape out of this? It's probably through a castle, right? Malians, their buildings are cheaper. They can get a castle up, and the unique unit can be good. In low numbers, I think even the Portuguese unique unit might not stand against Malians. So if he can somehow find a way to weather the storm when he's surrounded by 3 people, Pune Paladins will be in a very good position. Thiru sandwiched, yes. He is more than sandwiched. He is double decored, I would say, like 1 sandwich here, 1 sandwich here. Some walls coming from Thunder. This TC location is okay, but I don't know how he's going to expand. Like 3 wood lines here. There is no space for him to add farms, but so he has to add a second TC over here and try to expand here or towards the enemy. Have they spotted? They do see a Trush, so they do know that he's there. They obviously have Vietnamese, so it does provide locations. Some blinks coming. It's just a board which is being taken as we see Thiru going to Feudal Age. So Thiru is not going to go for a castle drop or stuff. So he's just going to play Feudal. I'm assuming archers based on the mining camp he's there. He'll probably wall here or tower this part and play archers. I feel he will come up with a castle range, Pins and Avenger TC. Maybe, but it's gonna be hard for him to play no matter what he chooses to play. Barracks coming here, just providing him this sort of like short wall. Berries could be exposed, but as long as if his water is safe, then he should be fine. Where is his dock? His dock is here. So he doesn't see any enemy, but we know that Avenger is close by. His fishes are being idle a little bit. Can do something about it, and he does something about it immediately. On this side of Hyderabad, we do see DST going for the feudal approach. He has his dock here, so probably some feudal gameplay coming from DST. Now, is it going to be on land or water? The stone kind of suggests me that he's going for a tower rush approach. Because he's nowhere close to clicking up to the castle age, so it's probably going to be some towers. The ranges come from Thero here. And position wise, I kind of like this. It's still going to be exposed if Pins goes for a castle draw, because this region is going to be open. So I don't know whether he has an answer to it. Nice outpost coming from Thiru, just making sure he's not surprised by anything. And if there was a barracks location here, he would have scouted it. We see a market blacksmith coming. I do think I was wrong in that. It's just DST couldn't balance his resources well. So he's going to go for the castle approach. Probably sell stone and go. Meanwhile, quickly looking at the water scenario. Is anybody playing water? See blacksmith coming up from Thiru. So he's making a blacksmith here while he has rangers forward. Second dog coming from Thunder suggests he could play water. Quickly clicking here. It's gonna be scouts. So I have not seen anybody play water much overall. Braveheart, is he playing water? Yeah, Braveheart is playing water. Some galleys coming from 2 docks. Vikings, cheaper docks, cheaper military overall, water military, so it should be fine for them. He walls his base off here quite nicely. He's making a beeline for Thunder's fish here. So once he kind of spots that, it's going to be some kills here. X is coming from Braveheart. Actually, you know what? It was coming from Waradi. I don't know why though. Maybe was it an unexplored area? Just telling, okay, scout with this. Okay, that's probably what the communication was. We do see Thunder taking away his fishes. It's going to be stable and blacksmith from Pins. Pins himself has been secure on the water. He has about 5 fishing ships out. So that should propel him to Castle Age. Thunder in the meanwhile has walled himself quite well. He's on stone, so it's going to be Camel Archer play. And we will see how it's going to evolve from there, because we do know that Thrush is nearby and Camel Archer play can shut down the Korean war wagons. There's an outpost, so they do see, at least Thrush sees that Thunder is nearby. There's only one player in water who's right now playing, and they're killing a lot of DST's fish. Which means that DST goes up to the next stage, but is going to have trouble producing villages. The archer movement from Thiru has been on point, so he's going for preventing the castle which comes on his face. Pins has gone for the stable blacksmith. So on base, he should be secure from a castle drop this side though. And what is our Avenger doing? Avenger is on stone, so the castle drop does come anyways on Thiru. This tower might prevent it, but the archers are moving away. He's using a couple of them to snipe some villages here. There's gonna be castle drop here also. This is not on his face though. Maybe it's a doubt castle. I don't know. Thiru is doing a lot of work here. He's doing God's work. He has garrisoned this. He can use his villages to kill. This might be a doubt castle, guys. As we see, 69, 70. It's going up. He's doing his best, but my thing is, I think it eventually would go up. It doesn't. Avenger doesn't want to risk it at all. He doesn't care. Like, let's look at his point of view. They do see the TC. This would have been a very good castle. But Pins wasn't also up to the next stage. There are other actions happening in the map, maybe water, but we just focused here because there's too many things happening on Thiru's base. And he is executing this game really, really well. Some house walls coming for the blocks. This castle does go up though, and it's gonna be Rattan's. It's all around action. A couple of archers where he had just sent to harass the woodline gets picked on. It's gonna be Rattan's over here. Well, you can't get castle drop, but you can get church drop nonetheless. So how does Thiru's teammates respond with this? War Daddy's adding another TC. He has gone for the boom approach. Thiru is kind of trapped over here. There's no way if this castle goes up that he can escape the wills. If he plans on escaping the wills, he needs to do it immediately. We do see War Daddy's knights do come in. Quickly checking the upgrades to have +1/+1 and bloodlines in. As the husbandry is coming in. +2 is also clicked up. So War Daddy with his army should be able to clear this overall. The churches are going to be annoying though. It's a lot of idle time for the villagers. So Prince is kind of putting him in a spot also. We quickly head over to water. Thunder had been dominating early on, killing the fishes of Blue was killing the fishes, and now Thunder has some army. He has knocked up some fishing ships over here, as we do see some blinking dots here. Again, this has been a game where all around action is happening. Already after impacting Thiru's base is here to swing it towards Pune Paladins. Once they clean up this early mass, I think Camel Archer should be able to handle this. Castle drop coming here, kind of denying his gold. So if he wants to go for a TC, as he scouted this gold pile, no, this is out of his view. There's a lot of attacks happening throughout, and Thiru has finally managed to escape some wells. Pins might find it. Yes, they do see the wells going. But he's more focused on making sure the castle goes up. This is more of a distraction, these archers. He's just trying to buy enough time for the villagers over here to escape, and they do escape indeed. He already had a batch over here, so Thiru has bought a lot of time for his team. And while they overinvest here, with a couple of castles to fortified churches, he also manages to go to Castle Age, guys. So he doesn't have to really delete the TC. This is some amazing play from Thiru. The score belies how much he has contributed so far. So it's up to how Pune Paladins take it from here. Couple of TCs coming for Thiru in the center of the map. The War Wagons doing a bit of work in TST space. I keep confusing the colors a little bit. So the Knights had come for the War Wagons to help out. So this castle ends up being good for Team Pune Paladins because they kind of deny this gold inadvertently. Looking at the resources, what is Thunder? So basically he's probably selling his stone at this point because he's not having any on gold. Monks converting one of the knights from War Daddy. War Daddy is looking really strong. 60 wills, quite ahead in the game. Thunder, like you can see DST is at 10 wills. What happened here then? This is night raids and the castle. The number of wills he lost to the castle was insane that he's at 10 wills. While Thiru fighting against 3 people is at 24 wills. Interesting. The third EC comes from Braveheart. He played water for the most part. Killed most of the fishing, so Thunder is adding fishes back again. Water fight was mostly initially favored towards Braveheart, but now Thunder has good mass. Probably sees the fish. Here, Braveheart does upgrade his galleys. So it's going to be galleon versus fire, like war galleys. So meanwhile here, Avenger is kind of trying to harass War Daddy's base. He does have +2. So he has Bodkin, but he doesn't have armor. And you might have all the PS armor in the world, but they're not going to help against you against the knights. Camel Archer versus Camel Archer is trying to do a bit, but a lone Archer did a lot over there in terms of harassment. Trush is trying his best to be everywhere in the map, so he's kind of trying to be a nuisance to Avenger. War Wagons versus Vietnamese Rattans. War Wagons win because of the HP. 30 coming from Wadadi. He had been able to clear his base. So looking strong over there. He's at 70 wills and 15 army. Tir is slowly getting back to the game with the 4th TC. Camel are just trying to do their part, but I don't think he has any armor to work with. And definitely not bloodline, so some X is coming here, basically telling that Tiru's where he pings. So this knight play actually, like he has +1, +2, so they'll start taking down TCs. That's a considerable number of knights, 13 knights here to work with. Mangnals are not going to be an issue. Braveheart also joins the party with some crossbows. So overall, this is looking very strong for Team Pune Paladins as the score lead balloons over more than 1k. It's only 31 minutes. Some water play from Thunder, but should be sniped. So good micro overall from Braveheart, where he's just like controlling his navy as well as his crossbows. Probably going for this TC next. We can just have a quick field of view. They don't see the TC, although they do see the farm, so that should indicate that they might go for this TC next. This is just Castle trying to attack a building, so nothing much happening there. Again, a lumber camp, so a GG has indeed been called by Team Hyderabad Halberdiers. Avenger couldn't do much from that spot. It's 44 wills. TST sprung back to 26 wills. But the will difference is like 110 at minute 31 is really not what you would want. The amount of control like Thiru was able to give his team was insane. So with that, we come to the end of first game. Let's look at the statistics quickly. Braveheart, most of the kills are coming from Eco KD, where he killed a lot of fishing ships. I think the first run he had with the fishes, he was able to kill Thunder and other people. So even though Thunder played Navy later on, it did affect his economy before Braveheart was hit. Results for Braveheart looking amazing. That Viking economy just kicking in very early into the game, especially when you have an extended feudal with fishes. Thiru bought so much time. I wasn't sure whether the feudal archer play would work, but he had like 3 control groups, I would say. Like he's attacking all the 3 people with a couple of archers at least. So he knew what was coming. My only gripe, I would say, was like when this was being attacked, if Avenger was able to castle drop Thiru properly, maybe they had a chance. But still, 3 people investing on a person puts your entire team on the back foot. And with that, we come to the end of game 1. We can quickly mark the civs, which was won, and with civs, which was lost. Maybe that should help us. Checking if the second game has started. Should have, because this has been going on for a while.
Showing no grace. Agent P, the master
So the civs which was played for Thiru's team were Malians, so I can mark that as win if possible. I'm gonna be a little bit late on the stream because I'm watching the stream and doing stuff. Does anybody know what is the name of the second game? The
Second
title?
game is also hosted private. I'm asking them to
Okay.
send the rec to you, Shane.
Okay. Perfect. Then I don't have to set a search.
Yeah, second is also over. Third, they're starting. I told them not to keep it private.
Okay.
What's the score? 1-0 to
It's
Daddy.
yes.
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. If you can share your screen, Sunny, in the Discord also, it'll be helpful so that we mark the civs off. Yep, thank you. I do get the game file from him, but before that, we'll just mark the civs off. So in terms of Team Thiru, we can mark Malians as a win. Lithuanians as a win. Vikings was played, right? Vikings as a win, and last one being Koreans as a win. Just above Vikings. This side, we saw Vietnamese as a loss, leftmost one. Berbers and Portuguese on the bottom row, rightmost, both of them are a loss. And Georgians was a loss. Yep. I will load up the second game in game editor. Takes about a second. Then we can start the second one. As we wait to load onto the second game, it's gonna be Arena. It's gonna be Hyderabad Halberdiers' home map. So I'm gonna be very excited as to what their strategy is gonna be here. Let me just quickly mark. Pune won the first game, and once we are switched to capture age, I think we can go ahead the game. Are we live, Sunny, with the capture age? Because I'm sharing my screen, should be fine for you. Oh, okay. Cool. Because it wasn't updating in my live stream. Okay, cool. So with that, We can go through the civs of Pune this time around. We have Trush with Bohemians. So Bohemian flank, probably going to see some unique units. Or Tower Rush with Bohemians will be very good for Bohemians himself. And its pocket is going to be Thiru with Hindustanis. Hindustanis can do a wide variety of things. They can play unique unit, they can play standard scouts, light cav, camels. They can open some siege play also, shouldn't be taken out of the game. In this pocket is going to be Braveheart, where we see a Teuton pocket coming here. So it signals a little bit of a boom approach. I think the scout play is majorly going to be from Thiru, while Braveheart just full booms, and his flank is going to be War Daddy with Burmese. Burmese Arambai is an option. Monks is an option. I'll be very excited to see what War Daddy does us, because it's not War Daddy's gameplay to go for towers, but I would be very surprised if he does do indeed. And on the side of Hyderabad Halberdiers, we do have Thunder facing against War. So some unique units from Italians should be fine. And even if he does Tower Rush, if Thunder's build order is very good, Italian uptime is going to be very, very nice. His gold is behind, so gold and stone are quite safe. Except for his berries, it's more of a safe base for Thunder. And Thunder's pocket is going to be Avenger. Avenger is playing the poles. His house should have been a little closer, mainly because poles you can add pole box and stuff. Gold is in a decent position. Stone is quite safe. So we'll come back to again Avenger later in the game if he sees like he goes for a mining camp on stone and gets his gold early on, or how his approach is gonna be. Does he have any special build orders for poles? On the other side, we do have pins with Burgundian, so their eco upgrade should be coming early. And as we say that, we see double bit axe nearly being researched by pins, and his flank is gonna be Bengalis. So Bengalis have this option of playing some heavy siege. This is their home map, so they must have had some prep done for Hyderabad Halberdiers. So I am assuming you might see some sort of like elephant ram push from the flank, while the pocket provides you some cavalier or even a unique unit. Both would be a very good option here. So exciting to see how the game will unfold. We can quickly change to see if they have idle TCs, but it's just like 3-4 seconds at the max. We will switch back to resources because that will give us a better indication of who's going feudal and what. It's gonna be the third villager on wood now. No second building, so it's probably still 16 villagers. He had a bit of idle time, so I think once he has second building, it will give us an indication if he's doing 2 on wood. Maybe this is a priority on having heavy food early on, but doesn't look like a feudal play yet. 4 on wood is definitely not feudal play. So War Daddy, we know it's not his style to really go for a tower rush, so good thing he didn't opt for that. And we see 4 on wood standard from Thunder, probably going for his unique unit over here. So don't see like really tower rush as a play from either of the teams as far as I know. So it's going to be straight castle and wait to see how the game evolves. Some nice walls. I think I've always loved how Thiru walls generally. So this is like a wall which doesn't allow to have like a lot of walk time for your villagers. Also provides if in case they break open here. So nice house walls over here. Not a lot of action happening, so it's just kind of like tracking the scout play, what they've scouted. So they have kind of scouted their flanks, so they know the positions and stuff. For Thunder and Team Hyderabad and Pune, quickly checking at them. They do see all the relics because they have Burmese in their team. So just a couple of scouts roaming together here. We see Thiru going for like a 24 pop FC, and looking at his resources, I think he's just gonna do normal FC because his wood is not a lot, so he cannot afford a barracks and then a couple of buildings. So it's just probably gonna go for a 3 TC approach. That would signal that if they do an elephant ramp push, he's gonna have 3 TCs and then flood camels. That could be an option. But for the most part, early on, I think he's gonna be a lone Trush in this case. Some scout fight happening while Avenger is just running away. Good engagements from Braveheart and War Daddy. Say, it's a bit too safe from Avenger, I would say, like letting your flank throw him around. Comes more wood on villagers. Yes, Avenger did indeed have a special build order. That's good. So he has probably practiced this. So he'll have the enough gold to go up. He's already at 175 and good full walk positions overall. So once he chops this, he's able to make farms around it and farms around this. So overall, good play from Avenger. You can see that they are practicing build orders. So 3 scouts chasing here. Should be a good engagement for Team Pune Paladins. As Thiru's scout does indeed go for the feudal age. Gonna add a market and a blacksmith, so it's just not gonna be any sort of like light cap play. On this side also, I think it's just gonna be a boom approach. Very curious to see how DST is gonna play this. We saw in games where he played Bengalis. I think he played Bengalis previously also, and he was really good at this boom. So it's a survey he's comfortable with, as far as we can tell. Probably you can see some rams coming in. Elephant rams. Market blacksmith suggests that it's not going to be any sort of rush from pins. So for a home map, they haven't really prepared some wacky strats. They're just going to go like boom approach, while maybe DST is going to make some archers and try to prevent a castle drop if castle drop was ever on him. It depends on how Trush plans to play this out. Meanwhile, there's some scout action happening here. Princess Scout is low HP. They'd already managed to take 1 scout down, so it's looking pretty dicey for Team Hyderabad. They lose most of the scouts. DST scout is in danger, and Avenger for the most part was chilling in Thunder's base, comes to get some hits before he also runs off. So Hyderabad was able to snag, lose 2 scouts for none, while Pune was able to save this low HP scout from Thiru. I was probably wrong here. The barracks does come from pins, but will it be in the vision? If he scouts along this wall, so I'm very curious how the scouting is gonna take place. They don't see the barracks foundation so far, so looks good in the sense that they don't know what Pins is doing here. If he's gonna do this approach, I think he should have been more comfortable showing his market blacksmith, lulling your enemy into a false sense of security, and then you can probably go heavy. Where is this castle gonna go? We do see the castle coming a little bit safe-ish from Thunder. Would have been better here, protect your gold economy, but probably wants this all off, or he wants to add a TC here. Couple of TCs coming from Braveheart, while there's gonna be a castle, again a safe castle from War Daddy. His gold is exposed though, so would have loved to see. Maybe I'm nitpicking these things, but this castle foundation here would have been really good. Some scout v scout action happening here as Trush comes for a castle drop. We have crossbows here. This castle might be denied, guys. So as I zoom out, we will soon start seeing the face of doubt, and I'm very doubtful whether this castle will go up. Doubt face shows up only when it's like about 40%, 50% up, and he immediately takes the wills back up. Archers move faster than villagers generally. He's doing a good job of blocking this, but I think at the same time you need to patrol your archers. So gonna be a few will kills. Ballistics not being in makes a huge difference also, right? So he's able to save for the most part, but if he's keeping this open, no, he closes it by mistake. If this was open, this was like GG territory. But this walls, man, this walls, like Thiru has coached Trush really well. These walls are gonna be safe-ish for him, and he should probably have a castle here. His foundation gets deleted here. Quickly looking here, 3 TCs and a castle. Suggest that it's gonna be like some sort of like pole flood, I would assume. And 4 TCs from Braveheart, just going for the full boom approach. He is 40 wills, so it's quite ahead in wills compared to most other players. Thiru though is at 46. Let's quickly check at the idle TC time because Thiru might probably have very less, 30 seconds. Really good, while Braveheart has 3 minutes 45 seconds. So I think 4 TCs and Monastery is a bit too greedy. To quickly check his resources. Yes, this is a bit too greedy in the sense that you need to be buying food to keep your TC production up, and going for the monks and relics so much means that your TC is gonna be idle. We already see that Thiru with 3 TCs is 5 wills ahead of him. As we see some crossbows over here, but one Hussite wagon should just shut this down. A ram push, it's gonna be a ram and whatever that thing is. Flemish militia is gonna be the name of the game here. Quickly, we can look at his upgrades. There's no armor or attack for pins, which means that his Flemish militia are just gonna be similar to their militia counterpart. Peppa says, should have kept it open. Primary objective there. Yes, 100%. He means this part. Completely agree with you. I think that would have been very devastating. He could have just been camped here, forcing the castle probably here, which means that you have so much more space to work with. Looking here quickly though, the crossbowmen are going to have trouble taking this down, but they will eventually take them down. See, Flemish militia still do not have any upgrades on them, and Pence is going all in, right? You should know that he has added 3 TCs behind this. I don't know how this is like he's trying to do both things at the same time. But crossbowmen against Hussite wagons is not something you would want to see. We do have a black screen. If you can quickly fix that, so I'll pause till that's fixed. Yeah, we are back. So I'll play that. Some rams coming over here. And this push should overall be stopped with that mangonel. We look at the HP of the gate. As long as this gate stands, which is 112 HP, it should go down, and it does. The village is a bit too late, but I don't think their team will be able to get as much damage as one would hope. Is there armor coming in? He does have the first armor, but this is going to be a nuisance for Trush to deal with. Thiru is marking X's just to show that what's happening here. Meanwhile, the other side action is happening between War Daddy and Thunder, but I just want to see how does Militia kind of fare over here. A panic TC comes here, but these wood villagers are going to be very exposed to the crossbow. Crossbow have +2 also, so you shouldn't be afraid to dive the TC, especially when it's not that garrisoned heavily. Aramba is coming here to kind of save the flank. And Italian and Genovese are not really fast at moving. We do see the imp going to be completed by Thunder here. And you have to know that War Daddy is no close to clicking up to imp. He does have some resources, but he cannot still click up to imp, while I think Thunder should be able to get chemistry and start sieging quite over here. Camels finally coming from Thiru, and looking at the upgrades, he does have both his armor, he does have bloodlines, and his first attack comes. So this push, whatever pins and DST had to throw, will be shut down eventually. And I think now we can start focusing over here a little bit, because this push is going to be crucial for Team Hyderabad if they have a chance. 4 petards coming here, but he doesn't see the castles, right? We'll quickly look at his POV. We don't know where his his castles are going to be. There are scorpions in the field. This should be easily answerable. Hamaja has 1, 2, 3, 4 stables and counting. I'm assuming he already has the upgrade for spamming knights. So knight spam is something we will expect. It's a bit late on the later side, but they snagged like 4 scorpions over here, and to their surprise, now they see 1 castle. They probably see the other castle also. How are you going to enter this? Even with knights, it's going to be a tall order, because until you have like a huge mass, there's nothing much you can do. And Wadari is playing amazing here. He's just walling this off, making sure there's no point of entry without siege in his base. This many number of camels could easily take care of the knights. Spam from Avenger, and Genovese are good, but Arambai, once they get close to the Genovese, will just melt them. Quickly looking over here, Trash is at 42 wills, but he has taken the brunt of the damage over here. And while Pin's eco might be better, Pins and the DST eco combined should be better. It will give Thiru a lot of time to dominate the entire map. He's at like 130 pop. So he's in the driving seat. They do clear up the Genovese over here. So after going to Imp, you don't really have an army to work with, standing army. And by the time he accumulates even from 2 castles, it should be like Pune Paladins should have all the answers necessary against the Genovese. We see more flood coming, and Thiru has prioritized making Castle Age army just to fight these spam. Braveheart also joins the cause with Cavaliers, so Braveheart has fully boomed up, and Teutons can play their own side, like this side also, if they ever choose to, and let the Camels fight here. They can exchange the pockets, but at this stage of the game, when there is like so much army in the field and map control, Pune Paladins can play whatever they want to. See like a 4 TC over here, as Thiru does click up to Imp. Looking at his stone resources, he's still kind of lacking that necessary for a castle, so the ramp push has come to Thiru. But Cavalier in play, I think they can just tell the Cavaliers to go here and clean this up. Should be very easy for Braveheart to come here and just clear this. Though going for this fight though, this is not a very good fight overall. There is Flemish after all, and it is a good thing where he just lets them run past by and saves his villagers. So apart from the TC going down and probably the stable being denied, he saves most of his economy. Here it's going to be Camel versus Knights. Genovese have masked up to a close number of about 15 of them. Trebs won't cut it. You need a lot more PBCs, as we see the first PBC being produced. Thunder has food to work with, but he really doesn't have wood, and it's not a boomed up economy, right? By any sorts, it's like 56 wells. And the good thing about Arambai is that they do not really need a lot of upgrades to work with. Although nowadays the ballistics does affect them. And Paladins on the field from Braveheart. So nice to see. Paladin can just wreak havoc. They can just play wherever they want to play at this point. Only Thunder is up to Imp. Effectively, Pens and Avenger are getting up there. But overall, it's not up. As Prices says, what's the status of pool spam? First question to answer yours. They have been spamming up, but it's been Hindustani camels answering here, while Braveheart has been clearing through space. And to your second question, DST can balance eco and go up. It's more of a suggestion than question. That is true, but still a lot less food. I would rather want him to convert the wood into farms, I would say. A huge ball of engagement happening here. Genovese, Knights from team Hyderabad Halberdiers, and this is like 3 army that's going to be clearing it up easily. Wadadi's army just has to get close to the Genovese, and Knights and Camels can just take care of the rest. Some Paladins are just chilling over here, but the damage has been done. The pole spam is ineffective here. How are they going to fight against Teuton Paladins and Hindustani heavy camels? So heavy camel also N. You also have the last armor. So it's effective GG over here. The score says it's a 1000 score difference, and it's only gonna increase from this point onwards. It's also opted for the elephant archers, so like DST is up. I did not notice that he was up. But does he have eco for elephant archers? 106 builds is a large number out of builds, and he has 1, 2, 3 TCs, so he'll get 6 more villages extra. But he shouldn't be having resources to upgrade them, and elephant archers are not going to do against heavy camels. And once imperial camel is also, and there's nothing really you can do about this. It's going to be a pike halb switch, although he's moving towards the other flank to provide some sort of help over here. How are you going to clean these paladins? Teuton paladins are going to be deadly. We don't see a lot of siege from Braveheart, but he does make his first rep here. Resource wise, he can afford rams. His rams are especially good against melee units, so they shouldn't be worried about the pole spam affecting their rams. Some stray villagers coming from pins, maybe it's just a misclick. He sends the halves this side, which means that there's nothing defending DST whatsoever. Is Imp Camel in? It's about like turn 25 seconds to be in, so like even with Elephant Archers, it's not gonna be that devastating. See Bracer and Elite being clicked, and Lightstick Legacy for Avenger suggested he wants to just spam Winged Hussars. It's looking like he has 37 gold, so should be making Cavalier at this point, even against Student Paladins. Maybe some trample damage can help out, but not much against Student Paladins. See a lot of blinking dots in DST's base. DST's base is effectively gone. Nice BBCs coming from Trush as he goes for the hand cannon, bombard cannon play. Chemistry is already up for DST, but it seems like his team chemistry is kind of lacking. As you see villages being huddled in his TCs. Has he been able to save his villages? But it doesn't matter because GG has been called by Thunder. So it's looking 2-0 for Pune. Pune have been showing dominance over here. None of them went for any sort of like feudal approach. I was surprised to see that the Elephant Ram push not coming. Elephant Ram with some monks along with some knights would have been a much better opening than the Rams themselves, because Bengali Elephant Rams have some bonus conversion resistance. They do better against pikes and villagers overall, so that's a menace trick. Overall though, I did think that they had the civs necessary to make that push. Quickly jumping on to the statistics to show how it was. Mostly Braveheart. Braveheart had an amazing bow. I think he tried to collect the relics a little bit early. Other than that, I have no complaints about Braveheart. He had upgrades at the right time. Sami movement was good. Thiru was guiding everywhere. Like for the most part, his team Rush did an amazing defense also. He has like a KD of 1.84 after being rushed in his base. But with his unit composition, it wasn't really a threat against whatever Hyderabad had to throw in earlier. Economy quickly looking, Thiru dominating with the Hindustani economy, technology Thiru, and society also Thiru. And with that, we can go back to the Civ draft again, Sunny, whenever you're ready. I will quickly send Sultan the Rex. Okay. You are sharing your screen, right? One sec. It's messaging someone. So thank you for sharing your screen, Sunny. You can update the tips, I guess. It's gonna be a win again for Thiru's side. We will mark out Hindustanis, Bohemians, and the last two Teutons and Burmese. And on this side of pins, it's gonna be Poles which take the L, Italians next to it on the left, Burgundians just below it, and Bengalis just right to it. So last deciding map is going to be enclosed, and let's check if they have kept it live or not. So I'll just go to the client quickly. What do you guys think of the game so far? People in chat, do you think that it's been too much of a one side, or like, do you think what tips would you have to give for pins to clinch in game 3? Third game is live though, so we can immediately go to that. I am loading that up in Capture Age, so it should take more than like a couple of seconds, and then should be good to go. We're waiting for Capture Age to start, and are we live, Sunny? On Capture Age, just confirming with you before I start. Okay, that's amazing. That's a good way of letting me know that we are starting, and I think for some reason I have pressed it on full X. So again, let's go through the civs. Rush with Mongols flank. Any laming shenanigans, actually, like Trush's scout is forward, they do have the better line of sight, and Thiru joins them. He does send the sheeps to Trush, and his pocket is going to be Thiru with Khmer. Amazing eco, very good early aggression you can show. You can get the early bloodlines, and Wadadi is going to be the other pocket with Slavs, and the flank is going to be Shu, to no surprise. This side, some sort of like engagement fights are happening, but for the most part, they're being safe. In Team Hyderabad Halberdiers, we have pins with Britons, strong civ, get more food from the cows. He was just going to go for the cow, but immediately realized that was not the play. Pocket is going to be Avenger with the Huns. And on the other side, we have Thunder with Magyars. And his flank is going to be Ethiopians TST. So overall, Civs are looking pretty strong on both sides. Mongols might fall off a little late, but the fact that you have like guaranteed hunt which can be pushed and like your flank is not really being pressured means that his uptime should be good. And the scout line of sight is always going to be a bonus if in case there is going to be a sneak early on. Quickly looking at the idle times, it's just not been a lot except only for TST as he's facing some internet issues. It does come back though, so it should be fine for the most part. DS being pushed on either sides, although Braveheart is nearly done with his deer pushing. Very good for him. Braveheart's archer builds have been very good. I think there's a lot of training which has gone to Braveheart, and he has took it to heart. His build orders should be going for this. That's what it does. And the ping is coming from, just telling that this is probably his sheep, or probably like War Daddy's sheep. I don't know. Maybe it means it's Thiru's sheep. He has 5. And he's starting to push. Needs a couple more to go in, but should be in a good spot. As we quickly shift to the resources. Trash is nearly up to the next stage. I think he needs second building. A little later the second building. He is 16 pop, but Mongols can afford that. After all, as we see a mining camp also coming from TST. Surprised to see 2 on mining camp. Maybe he wants to make a barracks here. Because Ethiopians do get that initial gold bonus, so they should be fine. The age up happens for Thiru, Braveheart, and Trash in that order. Actually, Thiru, Trash, and Braveheart. Thiru up the fastest with Khmer, and quickly we'll just look at. Yes, he does this. He is doing this amazing. So he collects the 50 gold necessary for getting bloodlines, so he doesn't have to really send them later on to gold. So once they kind of collect, a couple of them can go for making a stable, and the other 3 can go for making mining, what do you say, mill. The mining camp a little open for pins, can be a good point of attack. Meanwhile, Braveheart is just walling his mining camp villages just so that they're not harassed by scouts as he drops the barracks. Standard play overall. Barracks a little close to home as he pushes the last deer. All 5 of them went for the berries. Amazing. As he has how many on wood? He has a bit more on wood, I would say, than necessary. Where is the stable gonna come from, Thiru? Makes it near his mill just to make sure he has some vision. As the pings do come out, the ranges come out from both the players. He's a little late to the next stage, and the villages are gonna take their own sweet time. He is lacking wood for the second range, and this is gonna be hard for him because both the ranges are nearly up and the archer should soon be there in DST's doorstep. And he still is not able to afford the wood, so he might have to force drop for the second range. Quickly looking here, we see some scout versus scout action happening. Braveheart sending his scout forward, while Thunder and Pins and Avenger kind of chase it off. Second range coming. Actually, for Team Hyderabad, the ranges have been a little bit on the later side, while the builds have been on point for Team Pune Paladins. This is actually kind of affecting your economy right now. So we see quickly the army movements. Good scout numbers from Thunder, and Makia scouts with that +1 should be dominating here, but without the archers, that spear is going to do much more. The archer numbers 4 versus 2. Whatever timing difference it was, I think he is DST. He's kind of stabilized over here, should be fine with respect to not being hit at home. Walls, buildings coming. This is also going to buy pins sometime if in case his army comes, because he will be able to see the army and kind of have time to react. Overall, we do see Loom finally coming from Avenger, because probably he was afraid that the scout could come and attack him, so he takes Loom. He already has 2 on gold. It's a bit too early, I would say. But the pings are coming here. The archers and scouts are kind of chilling. Thiru has a huge ball of scouts, so he has about 7 scouts versus 7 from Thunder. Thiru's upgrades, he has bloodlines. So even though it's the same number of scouts, he does have the bloodlines in. He does not have armor in, so this fight might go towards Hyderabad, because the +1 kind of impacts, and the archer micro was much better from DST with the faster firing archers. So this fight is lost, and there is going to be a immediate tower from Trush, which is the right play. That spear is deterring a lot of villager damage right now. But at the same time, this is also allowing his army to go forward. No, he backs off this time. Here though, Wadadi's scouts have kind of found their way, sneaked up on pins, but there is archers enough to respond to that. Avenger's scouts are also nearby, and looking at the upgrades of Avenger, he does have the armor in, while Thiel, Wadadi, quickly looking at Wadadi, does he have the armor in? Yeah, both of them have the armor in. That spear is going to do a lot of difference here. Some pings coming from Trush this side, as they do see the archer movements. You can quickly look at this. They do see the archers kind of going into the fog of war, so should be mindful where the archers do go here. They're just keeping good track of it. Do we see a second stable from him? He has a second stable and a blacksmith up, which means that he will get his upgrades soon. He's not really having a lot of food to work with at this point. While there's an engagement happening here, Avenger taking a better part of the trade. Defense always in this sort of map is much better unless you are able to sneak to the pocket. We see a third range coming from Braveheart. Interesting. He's not up to the next stage, he's nowhere close to, but they want to make sure they have the army control advantage over here, so he's opted for the third range. Skull Villager is a little bit more idle. This is mostly because I think he took a bad engagement early on and he's rushing this tower. This tower might not go up. This can be denied if Avenger pounces on it correctly. And the pounce does happen. It's going to lose 1, probably 2 villagers, and more actually goes 2 goes, and which is kind of saved. Tower is not going to go up. Both of the archers do not have armor upgrades, so it's not like really bad for them. But fights are going really well in the side of Hyderabad Halberdiers. We do see DST's army manage to sneak in between the flank and the archers, but they're kind of surrounded at the same time also, right? That's the problem of going a little too deep. While this fight, Wadadi and Braveheart indeed in the end managed to clear it off. Couple of archers and 3 scouts just finding their way back. But damage has been done pretty much heavily on Braveheart's side. The villager difference between 26 and 34. So like 8 will clear advantage over here. So it all comes down to how good your macro is also going to be. We do see that Thiru has a couple of builds ahead, and the army numbers have right now there to match. He still doesn't have the attack, while on this side, our boy Thunder doesn't have bloodlines yet. Is he on gold at all? He is on gold, but he doesn't have bloodlines, and this fight before bloodlines is not a good one. The archers and scouts between Trush and Thiru have kind of been fighting divided. So with this ball of archers, again they are kind of sent back. Meanwhile, on this side, Waradi just wants to keep attacking the berries, but how is he gonna do that is something we'll have to wait and see. It's kind of stabilized overall. We will see how they kind of go to the next stage. Waradi is accumulating some food, as does Pins. So I think overall Pin should be able to go to the next stage if once he has the market up. So walls coming from Braveheart, maybe using 2 wheels is a bit much because you can always enter through here. But they are doing their part because they are relatively weak side compared to Thiru and Braveheart here. The Archamas from DST is kind of looking scary, not gonna lie. They do fire faster and he has the armor upgrade on top of it. So this fight might go in DST's favor because he's microing his archers much better, faster firing archers, and Thiru has lost most of his scout mass. This once encircled means that the archer mass will also go down. We do see also Pins has gone up to the next stage. We'll probably see soon a third range coming, and Britain archers like crossbowmen is gonna have the range advantage. The archer players are dominating from this side on Hyderabad Halberdiers for sure. The saves are superior. Initially I was a little bit worried for DST, but enough scout numbers early on and amazing micro from DST has brought him back into the game. He's adding the third range though. Is DST up to the next stage? He is like close to 2 minutes. Once they weather this storm off, it should be fine. We also see that Thunder has bloodlines now. There's again a huge fight happening here. Again, I think that it should go in the favor of DST because just of faster firing archers and focus firing on the scouts. He should not be afraid over here. Just patrol in and it should be fine. This side, what are they trying to go around the circle and do some sort of damage? Let's see whether they are able to spot the scout movement. Pins doesn't really. So he might take this army directly to the pocket. That's what I'm gathering because Huns have a way to be attacked in their base because they cannot afford house walling and stuff. So whether Warad is able to get damage over here is going to be interesting to see. Over here it's come to an impasse. DST will be up and he is up right now. So with crossbows they can start pushing here. Avengers army goes forward here. This should be defensible. I don't know. The scouts can wreak havoc, but Pins has Britain crossbows, which is going to be hard to stop. And once this crossbows go to the pocket, I think it's going to be more devastating than the scouts, which are right now doing damage to Avenger. Rush had to fight a tiger with a villager, but Loom villagers OP. Yes, crossbow himself. Thiru is on the way to the next stage, as is Thunder. So what is his approach going to be? Is probably going to be a TC over here. But I would like to see 3 stable approach from Thiru if he wants to dominate this side. Scouts kind of looping to the enemy pocket, the other side pocket of Thunder. So this fight should be beneficial in a sense that Thunder will have to respond, so whatever initiative DST can possibly have can be negated here. But how do you stop these crossbows? Braveheart has the hill and has the crossbow mass, but Britons have the range. So they can keep firing as much as they want, and he has ballistics also, right? So meanwhile, Braveheart doesn't have ballistics yet. Quickly checking his base. Does he have university? He has university, but I don't think he can afford based on the amount of gold he has. Zajas still are reigning supreme. Plus 2 knights. They should be eventually cleared up with these knight masks also. Meanwhile, this ball of archers from DSC is scary, man. This is too scary. He has +2, he has, attack, and he has ballistics. So it should be fine overall. It's just like some light cab over here, and he's gonna focus micro the crossbows, which is very good, and Trush is again on a back foot. How many ranges Trush has? He has 3 ranges. Production, as he slowly is walling to the edge of the map. DST has done an amazing house wall already, so he's in a good spot as he adds his second TC. See a second TC coming from Braveheart, but it's kind of being denied as much as possible from Avenger. The scouts from Waradi did their part in raiding both the pockets, but it wasn't enough in the overall grand scheme of things. He's in a good spot though with Slavs, so that's a good ball of Knights, as Avenger pings that there's a huge ball of Knights probably incoming, so beware of that. It's unfortunate this gold pile for pins because it's very exposed. It's having to add a TC there, but his army is looking overall good. We see some light cav raids trying to go into Trush's base, and how many stables do we see? We see 3 stables, a 2 TC approach, actually a 3 TC approach from the Khmer player. The light cavs just go in to do some damage and they're back. And this is scary mass. I'm hoping that he gets his +2 and Thumbring ASAP, because this game could be decided in Castle Age. One of the ranges from Trush is taken down. As the Knights are trying to find crucial damage. This is a map where you cannot just directly go to the pocket and raid. As I say that, War Daddy proves me wrong by trying to play pocket to pocket while just letting his flank fend off himself. His crossbows are not doing a whole lot, I would say. It's gonna be pocket to pocket, but Avenger should be able to match whatever War Daddy has to throw, because Hun stables produce faster and is just very close to his base, as the bell has been rung. Quickly on the side, Trush is slowly and surely losing his base. He lost a couple of ranges, a couple of houses. So his TC is quite easily susceptible to raids. Also, that's his one last range, and his gold villages are kind of already garrisoned. So he adds his TCs out here. Probably doesn't realize that he has 5 vills garrisoned here. Probably send them over here. But this is basically buying time for Thiru to add more and more stables. Quickly checking, he has 4 stables right now. Gonna pump out a lot of Knights. Wadadi has been continuously trying to play the other side pocket. I don't know whether that's a good play, because you are kind of letting your flank die, but as I say that, he sends a second ball of army. And they should be able to take care of the crossbows from pins. So Wadadi's army movement has been really good this game. So he's been impacting the pocket as well as trying to do damage to the flank. He is at 76 pop, while enemy pocket is at 70. He has like army to match it up, but they have mostly been in their bases, so. This is a huge ball of Knights from Thiru. He is trying to encircle as much as possible, but there's still a order to fight at the end of the day. The +2 does come for DST in terms of armor, so they should be a little bit more durable. I did not check whether they had Thumbring, but it's gonna be still Ethiopian crossbows which will be firing faster. This side, the tower is going down for Avenger. Was actually, but Prince is able to save it off with Avenger's help. A few crossbows from Braveheart, but for the most part, he's kind of dead. Doesn't have a lot of army to work with. He has 50 wills compared to anybody else in his team, so he's been the punching bag. He's been the sacrificial lamb in a sense, where Wadadi has been able to impact the other pocket as well as his side pocket, but at the cost of Braveheart. This side though, this many number of crossbows. It's like close to 46 crossbows. They're Ethiopian crossbows. Don't think Thiru can handle this alone. He probably needs the help of War Daddy, as you see the 4 TC coming from War Daddy. So either one of them should play a full Castle Age approach, and I think it should be War Daddy in this case, because he has an eco which is untouched. And if he just spams, I think he can play both sides. Still gonna be a tall order for War Daddy at this point. As the game is evolving, I see that the will difference is climbing good for Pune, but overall the army difference is like about 50 more for Hyderabad. Trush has been adding ranges. Like, for the amount of damage he got, I think he's stabilized quite well with a good TC find here. Quickly looking at DST's army here a sec to see if they were able to scout that at all. No, they haven't. So they don't know there's a TC out there. We see Pins go up to the next stage now. With Rams also in play, looking at his resources, he cannot afford a castle. But the Ram push should be enough along with Arbalest. We see a huge ball of knights from Avenger, and they can take this army, right? It's not going to be that much of an issue. If Pins is able to micro against the Mangonel and the knights, this is going to be overall a good trade, assumably, for Pins. Most of the crossbows are kind of locked, which is 4 knights. This is amazing from Avenger, as he should be able to clear out the army, the knights at least early on from Wadade. So this ends up being a bad trade overall for Wadade, because he loses most of his knight mass, while Thunder was just using 4 of his knights to distract most of crossbows from Braveheart. On this side, Thiru is trying his best to get some damage done, but DST has walled this off to the edge of the map, and if he responds with some stone walls, this place should also be shut down, forcing him to engage through his main army over here. See a gate probably not the most ideal unit or building, but it is in time. That's good. We see Rams entering Braveheart's base. Braveheart has a TC behind, but even he's going to struggle for gold, and this TC might provide him some respite, but overall, sorry for the shake, but overall it should not really secure him much. Quickly looking at him, they weren't able to scout the tertiary gold. That's sad for them. As the ranges of Braveheart are continuously being taken down, and we see Imp from Pins, and soon this should be Bracer and Arbalest coming over here. Thiru has been able to mask quite a bit of army on this side, and so has Thunder, but their push has come to a standstill overall, and I don't know how you can make use of this. The only possible way is like tell Wadadi to play this side and exchange it, but that is also something you only have that information when you see the entirety of the map. As viewers, we can see that, but Thiru cannot, right? And this push is going to slowly creep up into the pocket. Slavs is not in the way to Imp. Does have the resources. If he just balances off, he can go to Imp. But it's going to be soon Arbalest, which will be knocking down, and Avenger can just spam, right? Avenger himself can go to Imp, but not a lot of gold. Quickly look at his gold resources. He is taking gold over there. Probably has this gold, which probably is not even explored. Quickly looking at this. It's been explored though. You see Arbalest out here. What is this camera shake? Arbalest out there. There's no answer from Thiru and Trush which can answer this. The chemistry should be soon in for DST. So DST's micro has been on point, except for the initial range placement where he was struggling with wood. He is right on top of the game. Ash was dead for during the castle age. He did a good comeback with the 4 ranges out here, but that also means that once your economy gets affected, you will always be up later to the next stage, and we see that that's the case. This is gonna bid his time as much as possible to upgrade this. He is up to the imp, so he just wants to make sure he gets all the upgrades and then make a fight. Good thing which is working in Pune's team is that Thunder is not up to the next stage yet, so it's not also be closer to clicking up. So if he's able to upgrade this army and take this fight, I think this you can kind of neutralize. But the sad part is that Hyderabad is in the driving seat on the other side, and this is a really good push coming from Pins. I am really impressed with Pins uptime in both the games. I think both to Castle and Imperial has been good. And a forward Castle right on the pocket space does come. Ramp push kind of helping him to clear a Braveheart space. It's Braveheart tries to boom back into the game. Castle is safe over here, but your majority TCs are here, so I think this castle and just push over here is going to affect a lot of your farms. For 26 of your farms. Meanwhile, this side the engagement does take part. Thiru does engage that, and I think he will clear this army. It's really a good engagement for Thiru. This gives him at least Trush a lot of time to come back into the game as he is up to the imp, and he is getting Bracer. Thiru correctly identifying that what he needs help, and needs a little bit more army than this, but he should eventually be able to help this out. The only problem is that this castle is going to be a headache to clear out. It's going to get a lot of map control regarding where they're going to go, and this is beautiful from Pins. He realizes that the flank player is dead on both sides and they are switching to helps over here. Trush drops a safe castle on his base, but it's going to be trapped down. He's just buying time as much as possible to upgrade his main army. Meanwhile, the main fighting is happening here. This is a very good place for Pins to just park his archers, arbalists, and just micro it. It should be a decent trade for Thiru, but nonetheless, they are in a back foot as the second castle comes. And what Eddie calls the GG. So Hyderabad Halberdiers make a huge comeback in the last game, putting this to a 2-1 series. It's really good gameplay from Pins and both DST. I think DST's Archer Micro was way better. Also, the fact that he has Ethiopian archers also should not be discounted. It's not just his own gameplay. But maybe War Daddy missed a trick early trying to raid the enemy pocket. Maybe just played forward to forward, like base to base would have been fine. Pins' uptime was really good, and once you get to Castle Age, I think Britons can dominate, right? It's just how you get to Castle Age was always the question. This one is always bugged. I don't know. It happened for yesterday. I'm not able to click this victory for Hyderabad, but the series has been 2-1. As we jump to the statistics quickly. See, military heavily in DST's favor. The initial engagement was really good. Thiru tried his best to come back into the game, but it was a little too much. Even Trush, for the most part, did well, where he started adding ranges on the left corner, but it still meant that his economy was hit. DST collection resources are obviously really good, as is for Thiru. Technology uptimes, Pins uptime to Castle and Imperial has been impressive. As we move to the society, Avenger had time of life to boom back up. I think he was already bought about a minute, 2 minutes or 3 minutes of time for the flank, but wasn't able to capitalize. And Britain crossbows are really deadly to deal with. And with that, we come to the end of the series. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Sunny. We can call it a day.